Hi, I'm Bethany Stevens, and I'm here to talk to you about emotional intelligence in early college students. So, to start off, my title is The Right Way to React, which I'm going to prove that there is no right way to react. So, early college, as one of our idols, Hannah Montana, once said, there's always going to be an uphill battle, which is exactly what early college is. And I've been through the struggles, I've been through the hardships. So I'm here to tell you that what they've taught us, what we've gone through, they weren't preparing us for the right thing. So early college, I think, is very important. I think everyone should do it. I think it's great. However, emotional intelligence is a necessity for future careers, for future jobs. It's something we should have been preparing for now. Yet, I haven't been, and so I'm here to tell you about it so you can prepare yourselves. I just learned this about 6 months ago, and it's shocking that emotional intelligence is growing and growing, and not many people know about it. So I'm here to spread the word. Early college is very stressful. It's very competitive, and we tend to value our grades and our academic success over our mental health. When I was in early college, I had nights where I spent up writing speeches for English class and nights where I stayed up studying till 2 a.m. for a test. It was very stressful, and I had no time for my mental health because I didn't prioritize it. So, to become more successful and to prepare yourselves for the future, you need to think about your emotional intelligence score and not your IQ score. So, I'm going to show you a visual of how my freshman year turned out because I wasn't prepared. And so this is my binder, my freshman year binder. So 4 inches wide. And before I took everything out, it was completely stuffed to the brim of papers and papers of math, studying, notes, a planner that I had to write in every single day, organization for academics. It was everything, yet nothing to be found about how I was feeling, any extracurricular activities. It was just all academics. So I realized that I had no time for myself. And it wasn't early college fault. I completely understand. Early college takes a lot of time. It's even though you have so much homework piled up, even though you're studying, you have to prioritize your emotional intelligence and keeping your emotions under control and understanding how to react and respond to certain situations. So when I say how to react, I'm not telling you there's a right way to react. I'm telling you there's no right way to react. Okay, because everyone has a different mindset. Everyone has different ways that they're going to respond. So, although there are ways that aren't positive way to respond, there are ways that are going to hurt other people when you respond. So when you're using your emotional intelligence, especially in early college, when it's very competitive, a lot of people get hurt and offended, and of course, just like every other high school, there's a lot of trauma. So you have to use your emotional intelligence to stay away from that. If you want to prioritize yourself, your academics, your emotional intelligence, you have to use it. So although many early college students, we get blindsided, we don't even have energy to use our emotional intelligence. We don't think it's a priority. We don't even care about ourselves. We just care about making it to that finish line with amazing scores. So, although we're thinking this is the right thing to do, it's actually the complete opposite. And it's going to hurt you when you become an adult and when you try to get a job. So I'm going to read another quote from one of our generation's idols again. Hannah Montana once said, "I know changing can be scary, but it's a part of growing up. It's how we find out who we are and who we're going to be." So in early college, we have to make a lot of hard decisions about our future, about growing up, majoring, what you're going to do, your career. Many people have already asked me what my plan is, and I have no idea. I took forever to figure out my major, and I'm not even sure if it's right. And it's hard. It's a very complicated road to go down. But using your emotional intelligence, responding to those questions and thinking about how much time you have is how you get through all these things and all these hardships and struggles. So to prove that we shouldn't be focusing more on academics or in school, or winning that lion fight, we should be focusing on strengthening our emotional intelligence and getting that EI score up. So according to human resource researcher Mike Posky, a Texas-based Fortune 500 company had utilized personality assessments for candidate selection for years, with little results in reducing turnover in the high turnover sales force. After turning to emotional intelligence-based selection assessment and EQ training and development program, they increased retention by 67% in the first year, which they calculated added $32 million to their bottom line in reduced turnover cost and increased sales revenues. So just by switching to EI assessments and hiring people through their EI, they have almost doubled their company's revenues. And they have realized, and other companies are seeing this and realize that it's the right thing to do, and that it's going to increase their sales. Because people with a higher IQ than an EI, although they have the intelligence, they're not going to know how to make the right decisions. They can take a test and they can do well on it, but they're not going to know how to respond to certain situations, how to respond to situations when you're under pressure, when you're busy, when you're slammed, or how to make a decision when your boss isn't there. People need to have that knowledge. People need to have the consciousness of how to act, how to do their job, and not just take a test and answer math questions. So many early college students do succeed in life, and we do well. So of course 84.2% of early college students do enroll in college, and that's a much higher percentage than other high school students, and that's great. So we're going to college, we're doing fine. That doesn't mean that we're going to succeed in our job, in our career field. So just a regular high school student who had to do a lot less work than us early college students, they could be doing great, but they had time for themselves. They had time to strengthen their emotional intelligence because they didn't prioritize their academics as much. So we should learn from them. We should learn to prioritize our emotional intelligence to get that job, to get the career field, and to win that lion fight. Because we're not winning that lion fight by staying up till 2 a.m. studying for a test. We're winning that lion fight by strengthening our EI score and fighting to make the right decision and to understanding and controlling our emotions. So I'm telling you that this big binder full of all my homework and all my planning and math isn't going to get me that job. It's up here that's going to get me that job. If I have everything in my mind and in my heart control, if I can control myself, and if I have the intelligence to make the right decisions, and not just the intelligence for pre-calculus or nursing, then I'm going to get that job. To wrap things up, I'm going to let you know that in early college, to strengthen your emotional intelligence, you just need to be yourself. There's a lot of pressure to be like everyone else, to impress people, and to win the academic lion fight, but you don't have to do that. You can be yourself, you can control your emotions, and you have to find who you are. So someone once said that the bad news is that time flies. The good news is that you are the pilot. So we are the pilot. We have to take that steering wheel. We have to take control of our emotions, and we have to fight. We have to fight for our life. We have to fight for our career field. But we're doing it with our emotional intelligence, not a lion fight. So I'm going to leave you with this note that emotional intelligence, having that higher score, will get you almost any job you want, rather than wasting your time studying and staying up all night, yet weakening yourself and weakening your emotional intelligence. Thank you.